Alright everybody, welcome to my very first YouTube video. I need to work on my editing skills, and as many of you know, if you are friends with me or follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, I am very into special effects makeup. I also like regular makeup, and I have a few people, shout out to all 2 of you, that ask me what I use and ask me for advice pretty much weekly. So this is for all 2 of you. Thanks for being interested in what I do. But there is no way I was going to be able to film this video and post it for everybody to see without a little bit of liquid courage. So disclaimer, if you are under 21 years of age, do not drink. I know alcohol is bad for you, but I'm going to be drinking Wild Turkey. Shout out to Matthew McConaughey. That's probably the only reason I freaking picked this. So if you'd like to see how I get ready, maybe laugh along the way, hopefully I can do this well being impaired, then keep on watching. This is a terrible idea. Terrible idea. Terrible! Go down the hatch. Down the hatch. Why am I doing weird things? You see? See what this does? I'm scared. Okay, listen, I've never had this before, so don't come for me for taking a baby shot, okay? I need to test it. Test it out. Give it a little swirl, okay? And I'm drinking Mountain Dew, which is also bad for you. Don't do what I do. Do as I say, not as I do. Shout out to my mom. Hopefully she's not watching this. Oh, God. Actually, it's not that bad. I'm dramatic. Am I even gonna upload this? Who knows? If it's up, then you're welcome. If it's not, it'll just sit on my phone, and you're welcome, future me, for watching this. No, I'm a broke ass bitch. I don't know what else to tell you. It's really not funny. I fucking suck. I think is it time for another one? It's time for another one. Who am I? Okay, here we go. Cheers, mates. I don't know why I said that. Oh, the second one's worse. Matthew McConaughey. Ever heard of him? I'm using Too Faced. Ever heard of him? Morphe. Ever heard of him? Smashbox. Ever heard of him? I'm just joking. I'm old. I just realized that. It kind of tastes like death. But what do we say to the god of death? Maybe some other time. Just kidding. I need help. Cheers. I'll drink to that. I feel like I shouldn't. Should I? Like and comment if you think I should. Just kidding, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm nerdy and I'm proud. I can't open this. Don't use your teeth to open things, kids. Cowboy Bebop is one of the greatest animes of all time. God, I'm such a puss. I forgot to wet my Morphe sponge. Did it? I'm doing this video while I'm drinking Wild Turkey, but if you are one of those people who gets wild when you drink, you need to have a supervisor, have a friend, hire someone, a supervisor. They need to tell you what to do, where to go, you know, what to say. You might need a publicist if you're that wild, honestly. I don't know. In case, what am I even saying? You jackass. You know, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. Also posting for everybody to see me on the internet. What I look like, barefaced. Here I am in all its realness. I do have my eyebrows done already. There's a million tutorials out there. If you guys would like to see how I do my eyebrows, then I will also upload a video like that. Don't worry, this will be the only video I can't say the only video. This is what I plan to be the only video for now of me being not sober and trying to do my makeup. So if you don't want to see this, exit out now. I will have a video probably next week of me completely sober, and I will teach you guys whatever you guys want to know. I'll show you how I do my eyebrows. I also already have some bye-bye under eye on already because I have zombie-like dark circles all of the time under my eyes, even worse than they are now. This is concealed. So shout out to genetics. Thanks for that. So yeah. Okay, so that's what, like 3 shots? I think that's okay for now. I also had a glass of wine when I was getting ready. That's probably why I burned myself with my curling iron, but let's not talk about that. So, what I use to moisturize my face is this Clinique one. I use it when I get out of the shower, and if you live in Colorado, which I'm pretty sure all of you that are going to watch my video do, then you know it is always super dry here, and my skin is so dry, even though it's the first day of summer. And I also use a moisturizing primer. This is I use this one to travel. Don't judge me for how dirty it is. The Primerizer Photo Finish one. It's pretty moisturizing. Don't roast me when I see you guys in public. Don't even speak to me. Don't dox me, I'm famous. Okay, and then obviously, if you guys can tell, I have ginormous pores. It's either because I have a dirty ass face or genetics, which is also a factor sometimes. So I use, God, my makeup is so dirty. I just went to California, so that is why my makeup was all shoved into one bag. Something exploded, but I use the Professional one from Benefit, and I like to warm it up in my hand and then shove it in those pores. Pores who? We don't know her. See? I need to center myself before. I need to center myself. After I have my primer on, I literally lose all of my lids, so I'm sorry, don't judge me. I like to use I go back and forth between quite a few foundations. This one is the Born This Way by Too Faced. I love it. Makes your skin look like skin. I also get compliments when I wear the NARS, whatever the frick this is, Radiant Longwear Foundation. I get compliments when I wear this one. This one probably lasts a little longer, but I am just going to a birthday party after this. What time is it? It's probably only like 3. I'm supposed to go to a birthday party after this. So if this is not my color, do not come for me. I was in California. Please don't try to have my head. It's definitely not my color. Oh my god. This is not my color. But I was in California, so my skin is a little different, but that's okay. Yes. You hear something in the background, it is anime. I was watching Hunter x Hunter? I don't know. Someone let me know how you say it. I don't know. I think it's Hunter, but there is an X in there. So, I don't know. Don't come for me. You guys seen that video? Does anybody else have ceiling titties? Is anybody an OG Vine person? You know those lights? I'll show you. The lights that have the bulb and then the little thing at the end. And that guy that calls it a ceiling titty. I hope my grandma's not watching this video. Sorry, Grandma! It's one of those foundations that looks like skin. You know what looks like you're wearing? You can tell you're wearing makeup if you wear makeup. You picking up what I'm putting down? Does that... Whatever. No, I'm not making no sense. My lips are tingly, in case anybody was wondering. My lips are tingly, and I freaking jacked up my eyebrows. Oh my god. This was a terrible idea. Who let me do this? Okay, so... Or it'll start to get flaky. Or it'll start to get flaky if you have dry skin like me. So we just pounce in that area. We don't put extra product because we are gonna put our concealer there. And if you can tell, it covered up any problem that we had. You can't see my pimples, you can't see my redness, you can't see my sadness, you can't see what I ate for breakfast this morning. That doesn't even make sense. Why would they know what I ate for breakfast this morning? I didn't eat any breakfast. I had Captain Crunch, actually. Has anybody else noticed that I think they changed the formula? Kids these days have no idea. When we ate Captain Crunch, that thing would shake the top of your mouth. Make sure you blend it in your hairline. If it's not your color, like this foundation is not my color. Blend it. We're blending. Anyways, Captain Crunch used to literally murder the top of your mouth. It was like someone was having a rave with knives in there. And I had a bowl this morning, and I haven't had Captain Crunch in like 10 years. And it did not do that. And I had crunch berries in there. So, you know, they're just changing everything. Kids these days have it easy. Y'all have no idea. Okay, so after we make sure that is... Oh my god, I'm missing my eyebrows. Did you guys hear that? Okay, listen. I am 25, which, you know, I feel like is old because I'm getting old. I literally had a quarter life crisis, if you can't tell. I dyed my hair, and I've never done that before. So, I had a quarter life crisis at 25, which I feel like is getting old. I just heard someone coming down the street. I use the Tarte Shape Tape. I really like the Jouer High Coverage Concealer or something like that. But I ran out when I was in California. So these two are they're pretty much the same. But it looks like I actually got... My face is way lighter than my body. Keep your face out of the sun. Yes, that is a good thing. We don't want wrinkles, you know, aging. We don't know her. But then your face is a different color than the rest of your body. So that's why you got to try to match your foundation is to the rest of your body. Mine is kind of lighter, but that's okay. I was not about to buy a new foundation because I'm going to be tan for like a week. Because Colorado is nothing like California. And I didn't put any concealer on my chin. This video is a mess. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Okay, anyway, we're just blending. I blend out on my forehead first because that's the place that gets the most flaky. It's not flaky yet, but it gets really dry. That's my dry spot. So I blend it out first because if you let this sit, it will start to dry. You gotta go fast. Hurry. You gotta hurry. Okay, so if you don't blend it out fast, it will dry and then it'll be hard to blend out. I didn't put any on my chin, so I'm just gonna drag it down there. And I put a little bit like in my crease because I have discoloration and some veins in there and we don't want people to see that. Anyways, as I was saying, so when you get older, not when you get older, what am I saying? Anyways, so I was saying, when I was getting up, I heard someone. So I used to have a system in my car. I used to have 212s, you know, listening to bops, bangers, whatever you want to call it. So I used to be, you know, disrespectful. You know, you have a system, it's freaking loud. You don't care about anybody around you. You want them to all hear what you're listening to at a red light. The old lady next to you is looking at you, judging you, you know. She's like, what? She's ratchet. I didn't care. I wanted it all. Give it all to me, you know. But now I don't have that anymore. And I just heard someone coming down the street, and I know that I'm old because you know what my reaction was? I said, who the fuck? Who is that? And then I'm like, wow, I sound like an 80-year-old woman. What is going on? I don't even, you know, mad disrespectful. Okay, I've been blending, I feel like, for like 20 minutes. So after everything is blended, I like to use the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder. I know this is the second time I've used Too Faced. We gotta blow these wrinkles out. I said wrinkles, we don't know her, but we know who she is very well. I have wrinkles under my eyes. I've had them there since I was like 10. Just stress, you know, I got gray hair. I've been an old woman since I was like 7. Just kidding. I like to pat these wrinkles out under my eyes. I don't even think I mentioned what kind of sponge I use. So whatever, we all saw the beef on Twitter about sponges, but I love the Morphe sponge. I love it so much. I just bought this new one. I don't even know what the package is. It doesn't even say how much it was. No, it doesn't. Okay, but anyway, it's the Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge, and it's like 7, 8, something like that. 10 bucks, under 10 bucks. Beauty blender is $20. So I use, you gotta buff out the creases under the eye. Since I was talking your head off for an hour, you gotta buff out the creases, and then I don't think it matters, but in my head, if you start from the outer corner and go in, I think it creases less. I'm probably making that up, just like everything else that I ever do in my whole life. And then you want to just press this in to your pores because it will cover it up. You don't need to see that. Nobody needs to see our pores. We need to look snatched. We need to look like we have a 10-year-old face. Okay, so anyways, as I was saying, if you guys want to see anything more intricate than just how I get ready, I will show you how I do my special effects, how I paint, how I do all that on my face. But for this first video, I had to do something simple or I wouldn't have made it. I literally would have died. I'm just joking. I literally wouldn't have died. But I'm here. Here we are. You know, it's fine. Anyways, so after I set my face or set it with the sponge, I do go in with this. Whoops. But before I set the rest of my face, normally I would do my eyebrows next, which I guess I can fix them. So I like to use the Benefit Precisely my... I like to use the Benefit Precisely my brow pencil. It looks like... So after I do that, before I set my face, I like to use the Pro Conceal. It's the LA Girl. I don't even know. This is in Toast. So when I first tried this, I was like, this is like $3. It might be $5. I have no idea. When I first tried this, I was living for it. I knew I was born for this moment. I'm here because this. I was here to try this out in this moment. Just be careful because wherever you put this, it's not leaving. It's staying there. So and then for the nose, our brush is missing. I use an e.l.f. No, I use a Morphe M173 to just blend this down the sides. Listen, I bought this a long time ago before all this came out. I will try to find a better yellow powder to use. The Ben Nye banana powder is also awesome. Listen, we vaccinate our children over here. I don't even want to show you guys this. This is disgusting. I don't even want to show you guys this. It's kind of disgusting. But I have had this forever. If you can tell, I've hit pan. I used to love this, but I am a Okay, so after we put it on the sides of our nose to kind of even out that sloppy contour, we take our Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I used the one in medium, and this brush I also got in a Ipsy bag. It's dirty because it was in the bag that all my shit exploded in, so this might be the worst makeup I've ever done. Be careful about the middle, especially if you're fair skinned, because it can start to look muddy. So, you know, we wanna get a don't go in there. But that scared the shit out of me. Okay, so listen. There are different types of people at the airport. I just went to California, and listen, there's different types of people anywhere, but first of all, at the airport, there are people who are not raised right. I'm going to be taking the butter bronzer. It's the Physicians Formula. It's drugstore. It's awesome. This Morphe M527 brush. It's really fluffy and awesome. You can also get at Ulta. It's really cheap, and so is this Physicians Formula bronzer. So I just swirl this in here. You gotta be careful because it is really cool toned, and so is that Too Faced bronzer. So I like to use a little bit of this because it does have a little bit of sparkle, which makes you look, you know, when you take pictures and photos, you look nice, like you're shiny, you're happy, all of that. So this is the Flower Beauty, which is Drew Barrymore's line, if you didn't know. It is the Peach Primrose. It is my favorite blush. I literally use it every day. I like to take my sponge that I use my foundation with and kind of press it in to make sure everything is blended. And I don't normally do this, but I know a lot of people like this sponge for this. I will take some powder. I don't normally do this if I'm just going to something like this, but this is why this flat side of the sponge is awesome. If you just put it on the end and then put it over here, you know, and then I cannot bake because I got dry ass skin. You gotta wipe it away, blend everything. That's an underrated movie. Big Hero 6. Sorry, I need to fix these veins that I can see. There's nothing on this brush. It's a Morphe M173. It's what I use to do my dark circles, if you guys would like to see that. Big Hero 6 is one of the greatest movies that has ever been invented. After I do my blush and I feel like I wiped it away. after I do my blush, I like to no, I'm not going to tie line. I am going to use my Morphe M504. This is a really easy look because I do this all the time. So I just take my bronzer, I swirl it in here, and then I like to put it all over my lid. This one does not look that good because I have no idea what I'm doing. And I do have contacts in. They're not colored contacts, but I do have to wear contacts because I'm blind. That's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. Okay, so now I'm gonna tight line with, I just use like a NYX pencil. I have no idea where it is. Okay, I just use a NYX black eye pencil, and you're gonna tight line. And then I like to take a little bit of a darker color under my lash line. This is another brush that I got in an Ipsy bag. It is staying that color, sorry. It doesn't say the number, but the brand is Ruby. And I'm going to use my Morphe. I don't know the palette name. I think it's like the 520 palette. It's one with all the nudes and stuff in it. So I like the Man Eater mascara by Tarte. It is kind of expensive. So is a lot of the stuff I use. It's like 20 bucks, probably average. Anyways, I normally set my face before I do my lashes because if you set your face before, you'll get just the setting spray on your lashes. And I have no idea where my setting spray is. I usually use the Morphe mist, but I have to get up to find it, and that is way too much work right now. So I'm going to use this Smashbox Photo Finish primer water. So I'm going to use this in place of that. And then I'm going to use the Morphe brush. It's like a pointed highlighter. It's the M438. And I use a Wet n Wild. It's the highlighter powder. I believe this one is in Precious Petals. It is the best. No, not the best. It's one of the best. This one and the Master Chrome from Maybelline are the best highlighters that I like to use. And I take it all the way up. And I do it after I use my setting spray, because it kind of melts into your skin. And I use my sponge to kind of blend it in. So, you know, it looks like you're just glowy. We're just glowy. We know what we're doing. We're glowy. We got a going on. Our skin is healthy. We're glowing. And then you cannot forget about your inner corner highlight. I really love this Morphe brush. It's kind of rubbed off. It's an M321. It's a little like round almost. I'm going to use the same Precious Petals highlighter. And then I like to take it on the inner corner. And then onto the lid a little bit. And then you set it. One more time. Make sure there's no creases.